it's my honor and privilege to bring back to the stage Janet from Chicago.
Hi there. I thought I would look for pieces to share with you from a mini book release of mine from 2014 that is called Let Me See You Stripped, because it's just stripped down version of a mini book of things. And I figured I would try to give it a light, because everybody's going, I can't see here, I can't read. So I figured I'd give myself a spotlight while I'm showing off my book, Let Me See You Stripped. Yay! It was part of a collection for a book I did called Partial Nudity, and this is just one of the little sections within it. I had a book that's called Partial Nudity, and it had a mammogram photo in the background, so that's how I called it Partial Nudity. But you can't see what it is, it just looks like a web of stuff. Anyway, never mind. Never mind, I don't have that book with me anyway. This first one is called What the Hell Is She Complaining About? I can't go around telling people about what you did to me. You see, nobody wants to hear nobody wants to hear about it, and nobody wants to hear a girl whining, oh, what the hell is she complaining about anyway? But you know, nobody knows how different the effects of what you've done. Nobody knows that I showered for weeks, no, months, to try to feel clean after you did that to me. Nobody knows why I have violent fits of rage and how I have to hit the wall to rip out the plaster. You want to know what I think of men now? You want to know their place in my life now? You see, I didn't know what else to do, so I became the rapist. And now I let men do nice things for me, but I always keep them at a safe distance. I never let them get too close, because I don't care how nice you are. I'll always keep you at arm's length. I've learned my lesson. So yeah, you had an effect on me, and I have to bottle it all up because no one wants to hear the details. I mean, it wasn't actually a physically injury. You weren't physically injured, so what the hell would I be complaining about anyway? But, you know, there are times when I wish you left a mark, like a bee sting or something, so people could see a welt from what you had done. Wait. No, I take that back. I wish that I was stung by a bee and that I was allergic to bees. Because then my blood pressure would rise, my pulse would get rapid, I'd fall into anaphylactic shock, my skin would turn white before I got to the hospital, and they tried to keep me alive, all because of a bee sting. While everyone else is thinking, a bee sting? What the hell is she complaining about? Thank you. Because people don't know how to react. But I worked as an acquaintance workshop facilitator for years, so I have a lot of stories. And this is nothing to do with that. This is a different topic. This one's called Now You're Nothing to Me. Love is like tap water, free-flowing. Remember when you were little, just put a glass into the faucet, quench your thirst? Wait a minute. It's not like that. Water isn't free. You even have to pay for the water that comes out of your own home, and it's not even clean. What you're getting is dirty, and you still have to pay for it. You know, they say us humans are like 75% water. And when I think of you, and I think of the time that we were together, well, if you're 75% water, I have to remember that it wasn't pure and clean with you and clear. And if this is glove, if this was you, it wasn't free, and I'm still paying for it. When I think of you now, when I think of the way you made me feel like nothing, when I think of what you now mean to me, when I think of what you're made of, I have to remember we're all made of atoms. You know, protons and neutrons round tightly together in the nucleus, apparently infinitely small, surrounded at a comparatively vast distance by an occasional tiny electron spinning around, keeping their distance, almost like fluff. In a way, you're like that electron, you know, spinning around, but keeping your distance. But when I think of you, I have to remember that you're made of those atoms with really tiny cores, and you are always just there with atoms that are filled with so much space, and that you're mostly made of nothing. When I think of you, this is what I have to remind myself. When I think of the nothingness you made me feel, and the fact that you now mean nothing to me, this is how I now have to think of you. And on a different note, this is your one. It's called Tribal Scream. And thank you all very, very much. This is called Tribal Scream. I know what goes on in your head. I know all those characters you've created. I know all the hell in your past, and I know the mishmash of everything crammed into your head. And I know that a part of that is killing you, and I know you want to let it all out. I know you just want to open your mouth and let out a tribal, never-ending scream. Because I know you, and I know you've got too much life in you, and I know you've got a carbonated soul, and I know that one good scream would let you pop the top of you like a bottle of Coca-Cola. Bubbles of compressed air would be coming out of your mouth in your tribal scream. I wonder what characters you would spill out. I wonder what you would do when you saw what you rejected, what you screamed out. I wonder if you'd see parts of your past, and I wonder if you'd know that they were parts of you, and try to stuff them back in. Thank you.